Michael LaRosa, what do you think of these cases against Schiff and James?
Kind of weird to go after a freshman senator. I think Emma just
Well, he's not any freshman senator.
said the
This
said the
new
quiet
this
part out
newbie,
loud.
this newbie.
I think Emma said the quiet part out loud. This is sort of a tit for tat. Shifted this, shifted that. Well, he was the chair of the Intel committee. Their job was to conduct oversight. He did it. Now he's every action begs a reaction. This seems to be the reaction to it. Full disclosure, Pam's a former partner of mine. Love her dearly, but different politics. But like Dan said, this has been going on since the 90s, the weaponization of the Justice Department. I'm old enough to remember a couple years ago when Bill Barr's Justice Department went after a former vice president's kid for owning a gun and making a clerical error on a tax document, which was rarely, if ever, never before done in the DOJ's history. So I'm not shocked that I think Donald Trump also was impeached for trying to blackmail a foreign head of state. So this isn't surprising to me. None of it's surprising, but elections have consequences. We don't own one gavel in Congress, so until we do, not much we can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing, though, that hasn't happened recently, and I'll be curious what Republicans say, is going after Adam Schiff, because presidents have cheerleaders in Congress. And, Trump has his ardent defenders. They'll defend him, to the last breath. And if they're not getting Adam Schiff on, you did something in an investigation of Donald Trump. They're getting him on a, financial form from years ago. Again, this is what people tried to do to Trump. So I get it. No, I get it.
We don't know that yet.
Well, I believe that's the allegation, that he falsified information on a mortgage application. I believe. Perhaps I'll be proven wrong.
Yes, that is, but just right now.
Well, but okay. Yeah. But what I was going to say is, if you get a Justice Department, Pete Buttigieg's Justice Department says Lindsey Graham, Tom Cotton, like, I'm going to go down the dais to start saying, I'm going to look at all your tax forms, your wife's finance. Now you're going into where the executive branch is going into the congressional branch to start. That is a new line. Again, this is how they tried to get Trump. So I get the rights thing of like eye for an eye, but I'll be curious what, like John Thune and others who may look around and say, ruh-roh.
but there's a macro point. I just want, if I could just make real quick, Mark, that I think, going back to my example of the Hunter thing, I think Republicans really were firing and continue to be firing stray bullets in that area. Meaning, we have now put family in play, and if somebody like Hunter can be investigated for his business dealings, why is it not okay for every Democratic opposition researcher to start going through in-laws and the kids of the chairman of the finance committee and where they're getting their income? I mean, to me, there is a new playing field now, and how a spouse, a kid, an in-law, a brother, a sibling, how they are making money is now fair game in politics, because the Republicans really opened up a can of worms with the Hunter thing.
Can I just for 1 second, just 1 second? I reported at the New York Post in 2020 that Hunter Biden had an email on his hard drive, 2 emails. One said, thank you for the opportunity to meet your father, by this Ukrainian oligarch who was paying Hunter Biden an exorbitant amount of money that did not make sense given his professional experience and
that's not true.
Violent drug addiction. And then the second was one that was a deal with CEFC China Energy that said 10% for the big guy in the enumeration of profit.
Oh God!
Is that not a valid reason to take a look? It's not randomly choosing something.
If we had enough time to go through the Trump family's money-making business overseas, I don't know if we would. I think we would see midnight. It would take a long time.